So we are live, and so Random Rob here, obviously, and then we have Nick from StrapHabit. Nick is the owner of StrapHabit, and happy to have him here. And we'll slowly start seeing some people there. That we have like 24. I don't know what real time, like how these numbers actually work on my end, but we already have some people in the chat. That's good. I'm going to name drop some of them. So we have Calico Basins here. Todd is my rich friend in Colorado Springs. Carlos is here. Mark's here. Kevin's checking in from sunny Florida. Jeffrey's here. Tennessee Mike, of course. Floridian, who knows if he's actually in Florida or Georgia or Chicago. You never know with him. Tim, Kansas City's here. Long Island John, of course. Just name dropping some people real quick. Nate Dogg checking in from the outskirts of Chicago. James Duffy here, my West Coast buddy. Paul's checking in from Dallas. Chris YZ80 checking in from outskirts Baltimore. I don't want to give up his exact location because he's a government employee. Don't tell anybody. Anonymous Watch Kai. I could name drop him, but I won't. Joe's here. See Josh Carter checking in from Chicago. Dr. Bob's Nightmare. Oh, man. A lot of these people I've met personally at shows. There's a lot of people are in my Discord. I actually met Nick at a after party at a watch show in New York. That was a kind of a random meetup. So that's everybody, right. Say hi to Nick. Nick, this is everybody.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. You've actually probably met some of these people. You're not going to be able to connect. I've actually been talking to these people for a long time, but I'm sure you've actually met some of the people that are in the chat. So let's start off real quick, Nick, before we get into any sort of organic conversation here. What is on your wrist?
Well, I thought it'd be appropriate tonight to wear my Random Rob Notice watch.
Nice.
Which I actually just bought, despite being, I guess, the official strap of the brand. You know, I had talked to Rob. You kind of, it was an easy sale, I guess. But I remember I asked you if I could borrow one, and you'd go, "Well, why don't you just buy one?" And I go, "Oh, why not? I guess." Okay. So I ended up buying one before they sold out.
I influenced the purchase.
Yeah. And I like the guys at Notice as well. Like Wes and Colin are great guys, and their watches are really good. So figured that'd be a good one to wear tonight.
Heck yeah. I haven't worn mine in a while, actually. That's funny. It's a great watch. I think, I mean, obviously I'm biased, but I think it turned out well.
Yeah. I mean, you and I talked, like, the orange color takes me back to like the orange monsters I used to have back in the day. And I love how it pops, and it's a nicer quality watch than those were as well. And it's the only orange watch I have right now. So
nice. It's a good one to have. Carlos says he met you at the Wind Up New York this year. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it, but I know a lot of people are regulars there. So that's cool that you guys were able to meet up.
Yeah, it was a good one this year. Yeah, sorry I didn't get to see you, Rob, but it was good for those of you that I met. I know I met a couple of your guys at the meetup that you had last year as well. We met up at that, I don't remember what it's called, that bar close to where Wind Up was, I think.
Oh, that was. Are you talking about? Because usually we
not the Oris thing. Before the Oris thing, yeah.
Oh, and that wasn't me setting that up either. That was, before we started the live stream, I talked about talking about things that might upset people. That actually was a meetup. I forget the guy's name, and he totally blundered it. If I could name drop him, I would, just to destroy him. But yeah, he like set it up, and then he got all these people there, and he kind of. He put out this vibe like it was more like the Oris thing, where he's like, "Yeah, we'll get everybody together. I'll cover everything." And then he goes around and he's like, "Yeah, you got to pick up your own tab and stuff." And I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with these people? Like, you don't do that. Like, you don't invite a bunch of people and then be like, hey, you got to cover your own tab." Sorry. Anyway, that's me venting a little bit.
You told me about it, so I thought it was, and I showed up, and there weren't that many people there, so I thought it was just like you and a couple of friends meeting up. I didn't even realize that.
You know what? I've learned over the time. I would rather just do that myself, and I have no problem picking up the tab. If I invite people, I don't know, maybe it was just the way I was raised. If I invite you to it, I got you. I'm covering you. So, I don't know. It's just different nowadays. It's funny.
Yeah.
Bean Boy says that was
But
because Billy Bean Boy, he always goes to all these things with us.
okay.
That was the Copper Still
That
in New York
sounds
City.
right. Yeah. Yeah,
Which
because
the
we
place was
met.
fine. It was a
The
weird
place was
scenario.
yeah, because we met 2 years ago, I think at Wind Up, and like I had seen your channel, but I didn't know what you looked like at the time, and I think we just like bumped into each other and started chatting, and
Well,
you know,
yeah, that place is such chaos, and
yeah,
I think both of us were kind of like maybe we stayed up more towards the front. Like I went back the next year, and my mission was to get to the back of the room. I've never seen
okay,
the back of that. I forget what it's called, but the trailer park or something. I don't
yeah,
know.
I have actually never made it to the back,
I
so
did it one year. It was
uh,
challenging, but I made it to the back, and I ended up
okay,
talking to a ton of people back by the bathrooms.
yeah, well, because I went this year with the guys from Anti-Watch Club.
Yes.
And we kind of like parked ourselves in the front, not outside, but that little front area.
Yes.
And then like the next day I talked to people who were like, yeah, I was there. And I didn't even see them because they were like in the back part. I never was able to, and I had a broken foot. So
Oh
I didn't
shoot.
want to walk through the crowd because I had the boot on and I didn't want to have someone step on my foot. So that was like the other thing.
And
So
that's a real thing there because it is very tight.
yeah.
But Oris always puts out. That's a banging show that Oris
No,
does.
it's
That's
great.
awesome that they do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember the first year I was like, I walked by it twice the first year because I was picturing like this Swiss watch company is having an event. It's going to be at some like fancy place. So I walked by it twice. Like, where is this place? You know?
Yep. Yeah, it's very much just like just show up. It's crazy. I can't imagine what their bill is even, but it's bonkers. So
Yeah.
you know what's funny? I just realized, and we don't have a ton of people. We got like 60 people in the chat, but people are
Okay.
chiming off in the comments, and it's just funny. It just made me realize something. And maybe you already realized this because you've been out mingling enough, and clearly you do because that's your massive inventory behind you. That's not like a screen drop or anything. That's real.
Yeah.
But most of the people in the chat have multiple straps from your brand.
Oh, well, thanks guys. That's
I don't know
awesome.
if that like ever resonates with you, like when you're out and about, especially if you're in the in a watch environment, like you'll see your straps.
Yeah. At Wind Up, I do. I mean, in like normal day to day, I don't run into like a ton of people that even have watches on like or anything like that. But it is like more and more like just somebody messaged me the other day. My friend messaged me and was talking to somebody at his work about watches, and he's like, "Oh, I got a," and the guy had bought straps from me before, and it was like his coworker or something. He lives like in DC or something like that. So, I mean, it happens sometimes. It is kind of funny.
Which I guess I should do my wrist check too. I forgot, but I'm actually wearing one of your straps, the orange one of the
Nice.
earlier orange camel, not the one that's like all the way through. This is like the printed
digital
one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It just I have my IKEA drawer system for my watches and straps.
Mm-hmm.
And I have now 2 drawers just full of StrapHabit straps. So like I know it would make more sense to like, but when I put a watch on a strap that just works, I don't want to take it off to recycle it onto something else. So I might have 4 or 5 of the same strap.
Yeah.
Even though I know you got the quick release spring bars, I just don't like doing it. And then the watch is actually a Helm Kuraburi or something. I don't know how to pronounce it, but
yeah. That's
so real quick in the chat, I actually put up a link. Hopefully you guys will be able to click on it. This is just during the live stream. If you use that link, there's a special discount code just for the people in today's live stream at the StrapHabit watch shop.
Yeah, it'll work until tomorrow. But it's 20% off for anybody that missed the Black Friday sale over the weekend and stuff like that. So
is there just a straight code they can drop into?
Yeah, it's RandomLive. So if you missed the link or you just want to type it in, I don't know if it's case sensitive, but it's RandomLive.
Okay, so just RandomLive.
So
like
yep,
just like that. So that's the code, or you can use the direct link. So
yeah,
so that will get you basically extends the Black Friday sale. We'll call it a Cyber
Yeah,
Monday.
it's a little bit different. So it's actually some of the stuff will be a better discount than the sale was, but I just thought 20% was easier.
Nice.
I saw Evan Kelly. I don't own one. I'm afraid once I start strap changing, I won't stop. That, I mean, that's how the company kind of started and why it's called StrapHabit.
Yeah.
You know, exactly for that reason. So, and it's like whenever I get a new watch, it's like, oh, what, you know,
Right. What's it gonna pair up with?
Yeah, I know. I try
and
to
you
only
almost
pick
have
like,
to experiment.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll take a bunch of photos and stuff, but you know, like this saying, like never get high on your own supply. I try to only take like one or two straps, maybe if I get a new watch, or try to pick like one or, you know, just to kind of keep it on. But I do end up swapping them around a bunch, of course.
Yeah. Well, I've paired up some straps with watches. At least I thought it was cool looking. I don't really care what other people think, but some unlikely pairings.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like I love orange dial watches, like what you have, with like drab olive green straps.
Yeah, that works. Yeah. I do. I always end up kind of going for like complementary colors, but I do feel like the mismatch stuff like sometimes works pretty well too. And then, you know, as you know, like the pink matches about everything, as we found. I found like a small amount of people seem to get really offended by pink watch straps, but you know, I like them.
Maybe if there's not a purpose, but when you drop a pink strap, it has a purpose and a goal and a mission.
Yeah.
That's like beyond honorable, because it's not even like you're just, you know, pushing the proceeds or profits forward. You're donating the entire amount.
Yeah, that's right. I was even referring to people that kind of understand that. It's really interesting to hear from people, but yeah, and what Rob's referring to, if anyone doesn't know, we do together with Brodinky, we do the men wear pink watch straps every year, and the entire purchase price gets donated to the American Cancer Society.
Yeah, actually, I'll bring that up. So, it's still going or no?
Yeah, there's still some left. Yeah, so any ones that it's the ones on the far right. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no discount on these though, obviously, guys.
Yeah, those are not discounted just because the entire price gets donated. So I didn't want to shortchange.
Yeah. And these are great straps because they're thinner, they taper, and they have the deployant clasp. It's actually super comfortable. And you are, I forget what the last number was that you told me. Oh, right here. It says over 10,000 in 22, 20, and 23.
Yeah, I think we're about at around 20 this year.
Okay.
As well.
Which is solid. That's a big number.
Yeah.
That's a big number.
I mean, it's not something I ever would have thought was possible, like before we started. You know, the first year we thought, yeah, it looks like we're at like 21,000.
That's incredible.
Right now, between myself and the other donations, we gave away a Zodiac watch, and watch figures did the mugs as well. but yeah, like the first year that we did it, I talked to Brodinky and said, how many do you think we could sell? And he said, I don't know, maybe like 50. So we ended up producing 100, and you know, well eclipsing that. It just was not something that we expected.
I need to order a bunch of straps. I'm going to probably include them. I'm going to do a 90,000 subscriber giveaway soon. And I've been meaning to get on your site and order a bunch of straps. So I'll probably do that soon too. I'm just putting together a miscellaneous kit to give away. So I will work on that soon, but let's go back. Okay. All right. What were we talking about? We have, we have some chats here.
Yeah, somebody asked about the single pass FKM straps. I'm kind of seeing how well those sell, but I mean, I would probably do some more colors at some point. I don't have an exact schedule or a plan right now.
Yeah, I mean, you basically put out a product and then you have to track the sales, and then that's going to dictate. You're not going to just throw good money at bad, because then you're going to be sitting on a bunch of inventory.
Well, especially the rubber straps. the molds are quite expensive, because I saw
Yeah.
somebody else like talking about doing 22 millimeter in the chat. I started with 20 because that's the best selling size, but you know, the molds are very, very expensive. So, but you know, it's not something I'm ruling out. It's one of my favorite straps to wear. I mean, that's what I have on this thing, and I love these guys.
Okay.
So, you know, I can't tell anybody like I don't have anything like in production or currently planned right now, but I mean, I want to keep going with these because I like these a lot.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all it takes is like if it's working for you and you know it's good, and you just need to like wait and see if it can gain some traction and everyone else can discover that it's good.
Yeah. Somebody said most popular color is black for pretty much all the straps. You know, people love black
So
straps.
20 millimeter and black,
so.
and all different variations of the products.
Yeah, yeah.
That makes sense. It's safe. I pretty much am good with FKM rubber on almost every freaking watch. I'm still a bracelet guy, but I would say I'm probably more of an FKM rubber strap guy at this point. I do love bracelets. It's just these are more comfortable. But like I picked up recently a Longines Big Eye titanium petroleum.
Oh, that's cool.
And I thankfully kept an old Zurich Horween, I think it's Horween leather, where it has like these ribs on it. But they discontinued the strap. But I like the strap. They must not have sold well because Zurich discontinued them. And I'm kind of like hunting some good leather options. I know that's not one of your main focuses. You do offer leather, but that's not like your bread and butter.
Yeah, I don't do a ton of leather sales, but I do have some. And I'm just like looking through the chat here. We do have some orange camo straps. Thank you for the comment about the watch reviews. I'm really glad that people read those and enjoy those because they take a lot of time to put together.
Yeah, you were talking about maybe not even doing that anymore. I want to show people that because you do a great job on this.
Yeah.
And it highlights that your newest watch, which I was going to ask you, what is your most recent purchase? And I think it's this one, right?
Yeah. That one. And I'll just say real quick, I mean, I will keep doing them. It just takes so much time, and all of those watches, almost all of them, I pretty much buy. Every so often, I'll get one to borrow or something like that. But you know, I'm kind of buying and selling them to keep the content going.
Did I ever send? I know I said I was going to send you watches if you wanted to, but I don't know if I ever did. You sent me watches.
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of caught up right now, but I might need to borrow some things at some point. And then somebody said I do have 19 millimeter of a ton of straps on here. If you go on the website, you can sort by size.
Yeah, I'll do that here in a second. I just wanted to show this.
Yeah.
Your blog your pictures are so clean and crisp. Your written article of the watches are so well done. Like you could actually, like, I know you do it all in house and you keep it on your site, but there's no, I mean, like other than a passion side project, I don't know why you do it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I do actually, one of the ways I was kind of able to learn some of this is I write for a blog to watch occasionally as well.
Oh, okay.
I haven't been very active on there in a while just because of time, and they haven't been really giving me a lot of stuff, I think, for that reason. But if you go to the bottom, like you can go down to the masthead and find my articles on there. I've written a lot of like sponsored content on there too, which doesn't have your name associated with it. But anyway, yeah, I mean, really, like whenever I buy a watch, I just like to take the photos and do a review of it. And then it does bring a lot of traffic to the website. Like a lot of it doesn't really convert to sales right away necessarily. So I don't know, like, you know, financially how much it makes sense, but it brings a lot of people to the site and kind of gets a lot of awareness going.
This MB&F is crazy. I'm just like looking at the pictures of it and stuff. That's a crazy watch.
Yeah. And then for those who are not, like, if you subscribe to the email list, we try to about roughly weekly send out a blog to the email list as well. But yeah, that watch
you can shop by width. Sorry, you can shop by width. So I put in 18 mil, and then it'll drop you into like the stuff that offers 18 millimeter. So like this is the Tropic Strap 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24. Like the amount of SKUs you have is bonkers. Like that racking behind you, that's only a fraction what people are like. It goes further each direction. So
yeah. How many watches does a strap entrepreneur own? I mean, I kind of buy and sell. I probably have 20 something right now. I would say watches, maybe like 25. I have a bunch that aren't expensive and some that, at least to me, were expensive to buy. I know everybody.
I was going to ask you that question, and that is the correct answer. You kind of don't really know because I was going to ask you the other question. Are you a flipper or a keeper?
I mean, I have some watches that I will never sell, but I unfortunately, like, I'm at the point, like, I've owned a lot of watches and I just want to experience a lot of different things. Like we were kind of talking about that before the chat started. And I mean, I can't buy, I can't just keep buying watches. I need to sell some in order to buy the next thing. So, I mean, I do own a business, but I'm kind of the same as I think everybody else where.
Well, you own a business. You also have a day job too. People don't realize that.
So I when something comes in, I try to sell something equivalent or similar at least. But yeah.
Nate Dogg picked up on this. I don't know if somebody else said. So Nate Dogg's actually in the Discord too, and Nick did just join my Discord group recently. It's rare that in the Discord group we will have watch strap owners in there. We do have a few, but it's very clearly spelled out that you are only there as it's fine if people know who the heck you are, but like you're only there as a watch enthusiast. You're not there to like conduct business or whatever. But DMs happen, relationships happen. There's always kinds of messaging each other and things happen. So
I think Rob
stifle that.
I think Rob was hesitant to let me in if I was gonna go on there trying to make sales pitches every day. But no, I just signed up this week. My last name's Lehner, so it's Nick Lehner is just my name is my account. I mean, if you want to get in touch with me, strap_habit on Instagram is a good way, or you can just email through the website, I guess. But I'm on the Discord if anyone wants to DM me.
Yeah, and I'll tag you after the stream. I'll say, hey, good stream. Thanks, Nick, I'll tag you. So then people in the Discord can connect the dots. But so so far I don't know if you've posted a few things on the Discord. The Discord's it's a good group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fun. Any micro brand watches that I work with directly. I did some straps for Far and Swit. It's kind of far up on the chat. Mine is like.
Oh, you did. That's right. You did like that blue and pink.
We did a teal, like a teal. These guys.
Yep.
And then we did a black and pink strap for the Vice edition.
I still have all those actually.
Oh yeah, those are cool. They're very cool. And Adam's a great dude. Did some straps with Richard Harvey. Vero has some of my straps on their site. There's some other brands I'm talking to right now that nothing's like been planned yet. One that I'd be.
So you can't name drop them yet.
It happened. So I don't know if I should. I guess so.
I would, but I've been drinking, so.
Somebody said about buying straps on Amazon. I do actually have an Amazon store. It's better for me. It's honestly better for me, and it's a better experience for the customer to go through the website.
I've heard many people, including Mark from Long Island Watch, he abandoned Amazon just because there's too many. There's like a whole separate issue with that. I'm surprised you have an Amazon set up.
Yeah, it's it's got its own challenges. It's kind of easier to get going on there because people are already on there. Like searching for a product versus like trying to get them to find your brand like out in the wild, I guess. But there's a lot of rules, and you can't really like communicate directly with customers very easily on there. And there's I have them fulfilling all my orders, so like it's not, if you order it from me, like it's getting shipped from here, and you can just email me directly, and we do more sales and things like that as well. So
Yeah, like literally, it's you or your wife that's probably packing. I know your wife has packed because you were gone or something before.
Usually when I travel, she does. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the inventory is directly behind you. Like we could pick out a strap, and you could turn around and go find it, grab it, and show it in front of us. Like the inventory is right there.
Yeah.
But when you order it, it's right there. You pack it up and you ship it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll pretty much, it always gets shipped within one business day. Like if I'm available, like I'll send it out that day if I'm here, if I can do it. But at worst case, it'll go, the next morning.
Yeah.
And I'm in Ohio, so kind of like
why
center
I like
of the country.
I like the brand, what you're doing, the amount of SKUs you have. Like I know you, I've met you, I've talked to you. I talk to you on a regular basis. I know you're sitting on the inventory. It's US based. Yeah, I think you're down in Ohio somewhere. So like, because I'll post up a video highlighting your straps, and then inevitably down in the comment section, I'll see something like, I can get those in Alibaba for like a third of the price. I'm like, sure, you probably can. But Nick is here in the States. It's right here. I know I'm going to get it. And I'm supporting a U.S. I'm supporting a U.S. business. So I feel better about that. I don't order like elsewhere. Like I don't, and I'm sure they are different a little bit too somehow. But
yeah, I mean, I see those comments too. You can get things that are similar. I mean, a couple things I will say is like, I've seen things. Like I actually had a issue with a supplier, like when I first started, where they sent me a strap that looked exactly like the one I was selling, and this new batch, like they all started splitting at the spring bars, and like I had to trash them all basically. And I've worked through issues like that. That was like probably almost 5 years ago. But my point being, like, you can see stuff that looks the same and is not the same quality, but like you said, you'll get the quick shipping with me. You get quick free returns. I have a lifetime warranty, and a lot of the straps, like I own the molds for. Like I've had the molds made. They're someone in the comment, and thank you for enjoying the deployant design as well, because those were quite an undertaking to develop. So, but yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Rob, for sure.
Yeah. Your straps are good. I haven't had any problems, fade, failure, anything. But I will say I probably have more than most. So like, I don't know that I necessarily put, like, if somebody were to buy like one strap and wear it for a year, that's not me. That's probably not most people in the chat. So like, the amount of failures that I'm probably gonna see are probably lower than if somebody were to just buy one strap and wear it nonstop.
Yeah, and I mean, stuff happens, like, and I think any of my customers, if you look at reviews and stuff, like if there's a problem, it gets replaced. You'll get another one, and you'll get taken care of. So, but it's rare.
And your prices are already pretty freaking low.
Yeah, I try to, I need to, and honestly, like most of the like kind of margin on the straps goes into just growing the business and developing more products. But yeah, I try to be in a place where, like, I can come out ahead, but I never want someone to like get a product and feel like they got ripped off or they didn't get what they paid for. So like even if I could charge that much, like I really don't want to like be in that kind of a space. Like I want people to get what they get and then feel happy that they got their money's worth,
Sure. Do you think you would ever do a more, I don't know how to say it, like more like a premium division, like, or product?
It's funny.
Like most of your stuff is all kind of like in the same level.
Yeah, it's funny because I just had that conversation with somebody. So you mean kind of like a Everest type of thing, or like a like
I
a
don't
more
know.
expensive high end, like, yeah. I mean,
Maybe
it's
you did
something I'd
like
be
a high-end
interested in
leather
doing.
strap, which
Yeah.
is a very tough market. Or maybe you did like, I'm sure there's a more premium FKM strap potential, or I don't know. I don't know what the options would be, but like,
Yeah, it's something I'd be interested in doing. I think I've really I think I have like more ideas and things I want to do kind of like within the range of price where I am now.
okay.
And I think there's like, you know, basically more things I want to do with that. So it's not something I'm kind of like putting focus on right now, but I mean, I do agree with you. That would be fun and pretty cool.
Paul just commented on the mystery strap thing, and I think
Oh
you and I
yeah.
talked about this before. Like that's actually done better than you anticipated.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually took that idea from a t-shirt company that's based in Columbus where I am, because I was buying a t-shirt and saw they had mystery t-shirts on there. And I thought that might be kind of cool. So I didn't know how it would do. I just put them up on the website and yeah, people seem to like those things. And I really haven't had anybody complain. Like everybody seems to be pretty happy with what they get. I think they kind of know what to expect.
Right. It's a you don't know. You don't know what you're getting.
Yeah. Actually, so, one thing I thought about, I'm curious if people would be interested in a subscription to that, where once a month you get a mystery strap. I don't even know how I would arrange something like that or something, but
I don't see
I
why
guess
not.
if anybody thinks that's cool or thinks that's an idea they'd like to see, maybe shoot me a message and or say it in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, we could do a little beta program in the Discord or something, even.
Mm-hmm.
See if a couple people want to sign up or whatever. I don't know what
Yeah.
that would look like, but
I think the main thing is I would just have to figure out how to administer it.
yeah,
How
good luck.
How the like the charging goes and like the orders and the shipping and stuff, but I'm
Right.
sure there's a way.
So your last watch you bought was the MB&F or MB&F.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but what do you have? That's a big purchase, I know, but like, is there anything like with watch enthusiasts or obsessives? There's always next. Do you have something that's potentially next?
Yeah, and I'll just touch on that watch, because for those who don't know, MB&F did. I mean, it was not an inexpensive watch. I mean, I think it was around like $3,000 probably, but MB&F, like typically they're like 150. So they made a watch that like kind of their friends and family could afford. And
Holy shit, that was $3,000.
yeah, it was like roughly that, I think, because the price was in Swiss, but I think it was like 2,900 Swiss francs or something like that. So for those who don't know, I think it was about 2 years ago. They made a batch of these that only were available to MB&F customers or friends of the brand, like people who were suppliers or other people that they worked with and stuff. And basically, like, the internet went crazy for it, and everybody was trying to figure out how to get one. So then they did a number of raffles, and they would produce like a small batch of them and do a raffle, and just, which I think is a very fair way of doing that. And then, whoever got selected in the raffle got the opportunity to buy one. So I entered a bunch of the raffles and didn't get selected for one. And then they made this new version called the MAD.1S, which was, a slightly modified version. And I entered the raffle for it and got chosen to be allowed to buy one. So it kind of has the style and kind of image of an MB&F, but it's not branded as an MB&F. It's called a MAD Editions, and the original ones had a Miyota movement, and so this one has a Le Jouperet movement. So it's basically like a Swiss, kind of like off the shelf movement, which is how they're able to, make it somewhat affordable instead of with the full beans.
I mean, they still mod the heck out of it, but like it's a more affordable movement.
Yeah. So, and you can read about it in the blog if you want to know more, but basically the movement's flipped upside down. And so the winding rotor's on the back and it free spins in one direction. The Miyota ones do, obviously, and then this movement does as well. So like when you're wearing it on your wrist,
the time telling's on the
yeah, exactly.
side.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. So it basically spins that rotor. So it's kind of like a very expensive fidget spinner.
Does it feel like it's a watch that you can wear, or does it feel fragile?
It doesn't feel like it's gonna get broken. The one thing is it's pretty thick, and that polished bezel, I'm like a little bit worried about banging it on something. And then the other thing is like it's very distracting to wear. Maybe it's
Yeah,
because it's new. Like
you're always
I
looking
don't know,
down at a
it's still
rotor.
new. Yeah, it's still new to me. So like maybe if I wear it for a while, I will adjust to it. But I'm constantly like doing this thing so that it will like
Yeah,
start spinning, and I'm like not paying attention to whatever's going on. And it's very flashy as well. So like I wouldn't wear this watch like in a scenario where like I don't want people paying attention to my watch. You know what I mean? So I heard it described somewhere as like a watch to wear to a red bar meet, which is kind of what it is. But
it's a flex piece.
well, maybe a flex piece, and like it's just like an attention grabbing kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's
Well,
something I'm going to wear like every day, but it
right.
is cool. The other thing is like I have curved spring bars on the site, and it's 24 millimeters, so I can wear some of my straps on it, which is kind of fun
Nice.
too. So
Yeah, well, they probably only made so many.
yeah, I don't know exactly how many they made, but like they did the raffle and then they're all sold. And so, I actually heard Max Booster on a podcast recently, and they're talking about doing like a MAD 2. So I guess they're going to
Nice.
keep going with this and make like other versions of it.
I think that's brilliant because it puts it in the hands of
Yeah.
people that want to experience
Yeah.
the brand but can't afford it.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not cheap. Like, $3,000 is a lot of money for a watch, but it's something that I think like most people in this hobby, if you want to save up a little bit, like could buy. And then, yeah, I guess you asked me, Rob, about anything else I'm looking at. Like, I need to sell some stuff first after buying this thing. But I'm really into the Belcanto right now.
Okay.
The Christopher Ward. I'm not probably going to buy one soon, but I've been into those. I checked those out at Wind Up this year.
So I'm starting to notice a trend here where you've been into watches for a while. You've owned a lot of watches. You've experienced a lot of watches, and now you're going kind of off the beaten path. You're definitely going more obscure. That MAD 1 is definitely more obscure. The Belcanto it's obtainable, well, with a long wait, but again, it's affordable. It's still, I think, in the
Mhm.
affordable category for what it is, but it's not an ordinary watch. It's not a watch you would wear every day. So it's more of a deep
Yeah.
track, I guess.
Yeah. I find myself, a lot of days I'll just throw on something like a G-Shock or a Seiko or something like that. But I find myself, the watches that I kind of find myself being interested are ones where like I don't usually go for stuff like you were talking earlier about rabbit holes. I don't generally go for stuff where someone's going to see it and have no idea what it is. But I like to have stuff that like if you run into like another watch person or go to a meetup, someone's never seen that before. Like they've
Right.
seen it online, but like they've never seen one in person. And it's like,
They kind of
I've
get
owned a lot of
excited. They're
watches.
like,
So,
"Oh shit, I
yeah,
get to see one. Can
yeah.
I
Let
see
me see
it?"
that.
Sure.
Let me see that. Like if like, and Rolex is great. Like nothing against it, but like if I see somebody, like if I'm sitting next to a guy on an airplane with a sub, like I'm not gonna probably ask him about it.
He
But
might
like,
not be a watch guy.
yeah, exactly. But if he had a MAD 1, like I'm going to start talking to that guy,
He's
and
a
it's
watch
kind of
guy.
like that. Yeah. Like that kind of stuff I've maybe gotten more into, and, I'm just kind of all over the place. Like, I have a bunch of Casios, and I have a ton of these Q Timex cause I do the straps for those things.
Yep.
I know you're a Honda
Yeah,
guy.
those are the ones you sent me a bunch of those. Actually, you gave one away.
Yeah. That's right.
James Duffy, actually, he's out in. Have you been out to any of the California shows?
I went to Intersect like a year ago.
Okay. Well, the
I was
San
actually in
Francisco
LA for
windup is
something
actually
else.
pretty cool. And if you went to that show, which I'll go to that one in May, My Bay Area crew is awesome. James Duffy would be there, and he brought his bel canto. He's a little sour with it, I think. Maybe the purchase experience, I can't remember, but
Oh,
I
okay.
wonder if James would sell it. I don't know if you're interested in a used bel canto, but he might sell it. He's in the Discord.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not ready to buy one right now, just because I would need to sell a bunch of watches before I would buy one. But I would buy a used one if it was, you know, I don't know what color I'm looking for, but if it was the right color, I would totally buy a used one.
Where do you sell your watches at?
Mostly on Reddit and Watch You Seek.
Okay.
I did post a Timex on the Discord the other day, actually, just to try it out.
Yeah, Discord's a hit or miss right now. Like there's actually, I'll bring it up real quick. It's funny because Discord is like, it can be really good or it can be really bad because and only the people that are in Discord obviously have access to this. But if you go to Flipper's Paradise, it's a little bonkers sometimes. You know, you'll get random stuff. You'll get a Detroit watch company chronograph. You know, a Frederic Constant, a Lady Longines. Of course, you got a Speedy, you got a Tudor Pelly, and then you got affordable stuff. You know, an Airbus 275.
Yeah.
You know, an old Seiko 5, a Mule Glasuit, a Rolex Air King for $6,000.
Yeah, it's cool.
A Breitling for $2,500. You know, you'll get just so many random things.
Yeah, I saw that one's on one of my straps.
There's your post right there.
Right there. Yeah,
$85. MSRP was $289. So I don't know what it takes. Oh, that's an automatic too. So $85 for an automatic Timex Q is probably pretty good, I'm assuming. I don't know that you can get one cheaper. I don't know.
Yeah.
So there's just such a wide variety of watches of that sold. I was so eyeballing that. Colorado Possum put up that white dial. I'm a sucker for white dial Seamaster.
That is a cool watch. The guy who runs our watch group in Columbus here has that watch. I like that one a lot.
Well, I've been wanting another. I'm holding out. I'm not buying luxury. Although it seems like lately I'm spending luxury money and I'm not buying a luxury watch. But yeah, it seems like I'm still kind of buying it. Like the Big Eye was, I mean, retail on that titanium Big Eye is like $38.50 or something.
Okay. Wow. Really?
That's a lot of money for a watch.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody said about the state of the collection. I should make a post on there when I have some time. I mean, you can kind of get an idea if you scroll through the blog. I mean, you wouldn't know necessarily which watches I've kept and sold that are on there, but you can kind of, 95% of those are my own watches. So you can kind of get an idea of my taste on there as well. So yeah. But I'll try to make a post.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
No, I don't.
I know you have a strong Instagram.
Yeah, if I think it'd be fun to have a YouTube channel. I just don't have time. I mean, I'm sure I'm speaking to the choir of you, Rob, of just like how much time it would take to kind of administer.
I don't know, like, well, because you're full-time day job engineer.
Yeah.
Then a business, which is probably another full-time job, and then you have a family.
Yeah. Yeah, it keeps me pretty busy for sure. I mean, Rob knows more, but
you have a Civic Type R. So like you want to drive that.
Yeah.
Right? Which how's that going, by the way? How's the Civic Type R treating you?
I love that car. That might be my favorite car I've ever owned, actually. I really like that. I mean, really, like, the biggest downside is just it makes you kind of want to drive like an asshole when you're in that car, but it's fun.
Can you share? Dwight has a question. What engineering field are you in? I don't know if you want to share.
Yeah, I mean, I probably won't say the company necessarily, but automotive engineering. Okay. So yeah, I went to school for automotive engineering, and I work in that field, doing R&D, doing vehicle testing.
Nice. which hence probably the passion for like a car like the Civic Type R, where it's like that's a heavily
Yeah.
enthusiast based vehicle.
Yeah, I mean that I bought that car because it can do everything I need to do. You know, it has back doors, like you said. I have a kid. You know, I'm into mountain biking, so it has the hatch. I can put bikes in the back. Like it, you know, gets okay fuel economy, I would say, and you know, you can kind of like drive it. You can use it as a normal car, but then also have fun in it when you want to.
I think the only downside, doesn't it come with like 19-inch wheels?
Yeah, it does. The old one had 20s. So this one
Which
has
is even
19s.
worse.
And
Okay.
yeah. I actually bent a wheel the first week I had it. I was driving in the rain. It was dark and you couldn't see this pothole. But, you know.
Because I'm sure you could downsize to 18-inch and still fit over those Brembos. Like probably a Titan 7 wheel or something.
Yeah. There's people that put 18s on them. I still have the stock wheels on mine,
okay.
but you could do that. I got just like a second set of stock wheels for winter, but
okay. Yeah. Right on.
I kind of like maybe it's because I'm in my 40s or what, but I kind of like it's already I'm already driving a Civic with like a huge wing on the back, so I just try to like at least keep it stock looking. So I'm like,
yeah, but the FL5 is way more tasteful than the FK8 was for sure. It's less like, you know, racer, you know, type rice boy or something.
Yeah, I agree with you, but compared to like other cars that other people are driving, it's still like a Civic with like big exhaust tips and a big wing on the back. So. But yeah, I do like the styling of the FL5.
Yeah, it's a great car. I was looking at getting one. I ended up selling my SI, and then
we talked about it.
Yeah, I moved on. I don't know if I did anything in between. I can't remember. But I have an older Toyota 4Runner now. But
okay,
I have the Camaro, which is getting a mild build, and then I've recently been obsessing.
Right?
It's the Camaro. I don't know what the gen.
No, the Civic. Sorry.
Oh, the Civic. I finally hauled that over to my son, so I got rid of that.
Okay. Okay.
Now that's his problem. So I mean, whatever. He got a free car. He'll figure it out. So, yeah, and he's got like a built-up Focus ST, which he's trying to sell. But yeah, I've been like recently obsessing about like a Pontiac GTO, like 2004.
Early 2000s,
I want the 5.7.
Yeah.
I don't want the 6-liter. I actually want the 5.7.
Oh,
which is less money.
Is that why, or is there also some better thing about the 5.7?
I guess I don't know. I always have that for some weird reason. My monkey brain always roots for like the underdog. And the 5.7 is like everyone goes for the 6-liter. Has the bigger brakes, has 50 more horsepower, has the hood scoops, has the double exhaust. I'm like, so the 04 kind of gets crapped on because it's less horsepower, you know, all the other stuff. And I'm like, I'll take it. Like I'm totally fine with that because like I drive like an old man anyway. I'm not out there doing hoonigan stuff. So
sure, yeah.
If I could find a clean one of those, I might swoop it up. So
yeah, I find too, like as cars get older, the differences between like the small changes over the years kind of matter less and less. You know what I mean? Like in 2004, it was probably like a major upgrade. Probably if you drove them back to back now, like you'd feel the difference, but like it's still like you're getting a way different experience than like a new car, you know?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the difference from the 5.7 to the 6-liter is probably more than 50 horsepower. Like I'm sure it's extremely noticeable, but it's not important to me. It's still a 350 horsepower, 6-speed manual, front engine, rear drive car.
Right.
Like I'm going to enjoy that drive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, if you had the new one, I don't think you'd enjoy it that much more. Like it still is going to be a fun, cool experience. So yeah, that's cool.
I don't know, whatever. I've been looking at a lot of cars. Actually, I started even looking at the old, I say older, but like the BMW 1 Series, like the 128 and the 130. I'm learning like the 135. Yeah.
Those are pretty quick, even just stock, like with that engine for how little they are. And and stuff.
It's a hot rod.
Cool.
Small car, big engine. So I actually found one not too. I think it's actually closer to where you live, or well, it's in between. I think it's still in Michigan, but the guy spun a rod bearing in it. So like I was gonna lowball him, go down there with the trailer, pick it up, and I can either throw another BMW engine in it, or I could throw an LS1 in it.
Yeah,
in a BMW 1 Series. So
yeah, that'd be a hot rod.
Yeah, I've owned a lot of cars. I in my monkey brain still thinks I can actually work on them and stuff, but I don't have the time. So.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Did you answer
you
if there's a watch that you're forecasting that you're thinking about getting next, or no?
There's honestly
the
there's a thing I'm like trying to buy right now. Yeah, I mean that's just a watch that I like that I would like to have at some point. Something else popped into my head, but I don't remember now. I mean, there's nothing I'm like looking for, which is really weird for me right now. But there's actually like nothing I'm looking for or like have just set up for right now.
You don't need like that fix, like where you're just gonna like pick up another Timex Q or a G-Shock just to be like, okay, fine, something's coming in.
Usually what happens with that is I'll see a sale or something and then like I wasn't even planning it, I'll get it. Or like if I go to a city that has moon swatches, I'll get those unplanned. But yeah, I don't think I really have anything I'm like trying to get right now that I can think of. But I mean, I've just gotten like so many watches lately. I feel like I haven't enjoyed or like worn all of them that much yet.
So that's a legit problem that we
say like that Civic Type R watch.
Oh yeah. What was that? Edifice or something? You posted up something that you got like a fake one.
Yeah, I did. I got the real one from a friend of mine, and then I got a fake one. I got scammed on eBay, which there's a blog about that. But I was just gonna say like I haven't like the charge keeps going down on it's solar, and I haven't like worn it enough to get it like charged up. So I was in Arizona last week and I brought that watch just to like get it some sun exposure. But I mean, I'm sure I could just like put it on the windowsill, I guess. But
no, I like your plan actually to fly to Arizona or Nevada or California or something with your solar. That actually makes sense. I wonder if I could sell that to my wife. I'd be like, I have this solar watch. It's dying in Michigan because it's overcast all the time. I need to go to California.
Yeah, that wasn't the reason I went, but yeah, I like that plan though. That sounds like a good idea.
Heck yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's a real problem us watch guys endure, and you don't really think about it. But like, I just picked up the Big Eye, and then I sold 31 watches or whatever on the Black Friday Random Rob Sunday Fun Day sale thing or whatever. And I picked up a helm for myself, and I've been wearing the helm and not the Big Eye. So like, the overlap is dangerous. Like you need when you pick up a watch, you need to allow yourself to honeymoon with it without distraction.
Yeah, no, I totally feel that way too. And I mean, a lot of days too, if I'm playing around with my son or doing something, I'll just throw on, you know, something easier or cheap, and then don't end up wearing like some of the more exciting stuff all the time either.
Yeah. How old's your son?
7.
Oh, okay. So he's starting to have conversations with you.
Oh yeah, he's got his opinion about everything.
Right. Evan says artificial light charges watches better. I am not telling my wife that.
Haha.
That's going to ruin my diabolical plan.
Yeah, that's true.
So you got some new products potentially, new relationships potentially, always something in the works. That's how a business grows. You're buying weird watches. What shirt are you wearing? Somebody commented earlier on that shirt.
Yeah, this is from a blog to watch. Actually, they sell this on the website, but it's supposed to be like I think it's supposed to be like a Rolex. But this actually has layout. Okay. Yeah, I would turn off the light, but the switch is like way over there. But this actually
I've seen that. I actually met Ariel at a watch show somewhere. I think it was at Old Minutes and Hours back in like 2018 or something, and he was wearing that. Yeah, it does glow. Because there's somebody in our our Discord that actually makes different designs and prints them on shirts like that, and they glow as well. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, there's a lot of watch swag, I think, and I don't know how. Like, well, you said you were working with the Anti Watch Club,
Yeah. I mean, I
so
just
you
hung
were
out
hanging
with
out
them
with
at
them.
that event. Yeah, because they're just a bunch of great dudes. We've been talking about trying to do some kind of like a watch strap collaboration, and but everyone's so busy. I think we just haven't gotten anywhere yet.
Yeah,
But
I love that
um,
stuff. The collaborations like that, and to get the
mhm.
swag and everything. Like with those guys, there's so much more to watches than just the watches.
Yeah, yeah, because they did a version of this watch as well with Notice that came out super cool, and kind of like you're saying, like it's just fun to kind of meet people and that are kind of enthusiastic and in the same space. And I this is kind of what I run into at Wind Up in some of the shows. Like I want to stand at the booth and like just talk to the brand owner,
Yes.
but I feel you can't because like they're trying to sell stuff and I don't want to get in the way of like someone that might come up and like make a purchase to them, right? But like I want to just stand there and talk to them and kind of hear their story and stuff like that. I almost wish there was like a like a watch show only for
Just for networking.
yeah, which wouldn't really make a lot of sense, but I would enjoy it at least.
Well, it kind of does. Like when you said you went to an Intersect, and with Intersect there is like, and even um, for the most part, I think most venues, when even the Warner on Wind Up show goes on, they do like a it's not a VIP. Intersect does VIP, which gives you a more
Okay.
one-on-one experience, so you could network there. Because I understand what you're saying. I used to go to these
Um,
shows to try to network, and then I'm like, that's not the time or place.
yeah. Wind Up does like a 1 hour early
Yeah.
thing where, but it's only an hour and everyone's like usually busy like setting up their booth and stuff like that a lot of times during
Oh,
that
okay.
time. So,
So it's not really that valuable of time. It's
yeah.
still not the time or place. It's just you're kind of in there early.
Uh-huh.
I've never done it. I usually show up late. So
Okay. Yeah, this year was interesting because on Saturday, because you kind of it's free, right? So you can just like come in and out.
yeah.
And on Saturday, I went out to like have lunch or something, and I came back and I'm like walking up, like I'm gonna walk right in. The guy like points me down there, and there was like a line down the block. Like you actually had to wait to
Oh
get back
shoot.
in, which I heard was due to the fire marshal. I guess there was too many people in the building.
Oh
So
wow.
it wasn't like a long wait, and honestly, it was kind of better that way because you could move around and like walk around in the building. It wasn't like so crowded in there, but it's cool because it's good to see like the success and that people are able to come to these things, but it's also kind of fun when they're like still a little bit small.
Well, I will say the San Francisco venue was so big that you didn't feel crowded. So if you're able in May to go to San Francisco, I would highly recommend that. Um,
Okay. I
I'm
yeah, and
not sure
somebody
what's
just
going to
said
happen
that
in
in the
Chicago.
okay, and somebody said that in the chat. It's I want to go to Wind Up. I always get like major FOMO when I don't go to these things, and then I see all the pictures and stuff. It's just just my personal schedule.
Oh, for sure. Because you
Like
got to take
every
vacation, your wife, your
yeah,
kid, the business, all of that.
yeah, like every my son the last 2 years like had a bike race on the day of Wind Up Chicago, and I don't remember what was going on at San Francisco, but I had some conflict then. But New York just it's an easy flight for me, and I like New York City. I like
Yeah.
visiting there, and it's the day usually just works out well for me.
Well,
I'd like
and
to be a vendor at one of these shows too. I'm just a little bit
yes,
overwhelmed
yes,
with
that's
the
kind of a
prep.
void that's really at all the shows. I don't see a heavy strap
Mm-hmm.
presence, and I know you and I both have talked to Wes about potentially like a Midwest type intersect or something that
Yeah.
might be able to be achieved. So, but I know he's super busy, and intersect is kind of blown up like I suspected it would. So
yeah. I mean, it's a great show and a great vibe at that one as well. I mean, that's really what happens to all these shows. If they, do a good job, they kind of end up blowing up. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, real quick, because we're at an hour, I'm going to post up again. So it's random. Okay. It's just RandomLive is the code.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so RandomLive is the code. So if you go to StrapHabit.com and at checkout, if you use the code RandomLive, or I will post this again. Let me go back here. This should work as well. I'll put this here, and I'll put it in the description once the video loads as well. So if anybody wants, you said you're going to keep it live till like tomorrow.
Yeah. So yeah, it's 20% off for anybody that is in the chat, and if you missed the Black Friday sale that was going on, and yeah, check out the blog on the site. Even if you don't want to buy something, maybe you'll enjoy reading those.
Oh, they're so well done. In the picture, just the pictures, like I know I do video, but I never like watch it back. I've watched some of my own videos though, because I had to when I rebought the Longines actually. So it occasionally happens. But I appreciate you joining us, Nick. Don't chime off. I'm going to talk to you after.
Yeah.
But I'm going to end the live stream. Thanks everybody for joining us. It was great having you, and yeah, for a whole hour too. I thought I was going to have you like for 10 or 15 minutes. So. I'll see everybody on the next video. I feel like we could. Yeah, we could definitely.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining.
Maybe we'll work on doing a podcast or something. So, all right, don't hang up though, Nick. Stay on.
Okay.